Hi folks, and welcome to my Xdiavel video. I just picked this bike up yesterday. It's one that I test rode a couple of months ago, and I'd already got a Diavel. Well, I bought one based on the test ride on this one, which I've been enjoying, and then this one came up for sale. It's an ex-demonstrator, and it only had 95 miles on the clock, 80 of which I'd done. So I thought, well, I might as well buy the demonstrator then, because they offered it at a good price, and to be fair, they did me a fair deal on taking back the one that I'd already bought from them. If that makes sense. Anyway, the other one was a black one, and this one, as you can see, is the Ducati grey, which I preferred, and it's a 19 model, and it, like I say, it's almost brand new really. So that was it. So it was a good opportunity to upgrade. So that's what I did. So anyway, as I say, I picked it up yesterday and I rode it back in the most atrocious conditions. It's got absolutely filthy all over. So today I'm just going to give it a clean, and I've got a little mod that I want to do, which is to swap the handlebars. The one thing that I really could not get on with the old one was the handlebars. For me, they're just too wide and too high. So I tried a normal Xdiavel, and the bars on that were so much better that I bought a set, and I fitted them to the old bike anyway. I removed them to sell it, obviously. So I'm going to fit those onto this bike, give it a wash, and then I'm going to fit them onto this bike. And what I thought I would do is I'd do just a little video of how to swap the handlebars for those who are interested, because there's a couple of little nuances that are, common with Ducati on how to get this switch gear off. There is a special way of doing it, so I just thought I would show that, and then anybody else who wants to do the same task, they'll have a better idea of how to do it. Once you know how to do it, it's very easy. So first off, I'm just going to wash the bike, and then I'll get it back in the garage, and I'll swap the bars over, and I'll come back to you then. Okay folks, so I'm back in the garage. Bike's had a bit of a wash, so it looks a bit more presentable, but just a quick one for now, because my main task today is to swap these handlebars. Now, for anybody who's looking to do the same thing, here is the part number of the Xdiavel bars. This is the Xdiavel 1260. I'll read it out in case it's a bit blurred or something like that, but it's 36015803A. I think that's the part number anyway there, but as you can see, there's a few numbers on there. Hopefully the camera will pick them up. Those are the bars that I bought, and they're quite a lot thicker material than the stock bars. But best of all, what I like about them best is, one, they fit nicer, and they're more suitable for me anyway, for my riding position and so on. But they taper from the thick part in the centre there. They taper down to the end size, unlike the stock bars, which have this horrible welded piece in, which I really don't like. I think that looks quite naff really. I don't know why they did it that way, but obviously they did. So all I was going to do is just set the camera up on the tripod, and I'll just go through how to get these bars off, and hopefully it'll help anybody else wanting to do the same job. Okay, first things first is to remove my mirrors. Now, on a stock bike, you won't have bar end mirrors. Your mirrors will come out of where the master cylinders are here. But because these mirrors have already been on those bars on my previous bike, I just stuck them on here just to ride home. So that's just a simple job of undoing the Allen key on the end. But on yours you'll have to remove the bar end weight anyway. Now, the other thing to note is that these brass weights, or the wedges that hold the mirrors in here, they won't fit inside the new handlebars. So you have to buy the ones that are for the Xdiavel, the normal Xdiavel, or I was lucky enough I could machine mine down because I've got a lathe. But if you can't do that, they're only brass, so they machine nicely, but if you can't do that, then you'll have to buy the new wedges, because they just will not fit inside these bars. I don't know if you can see there, but no, they don't go. So I've got a spare set that I've machined already, so I'll be using those. I'll just put these to one side. That's that one. And the other thing is to get the handlebar grip off this side. I'll use my old compressor. That's it. That's that off. Now, get to the bit where most people struggle, I believe, which is to remove the switchgear. Now, hopefully, I'm gonna remove the camera from the tripod and shine a torch down the switch, and hopefully I'll be able to show you how it goes. But what you need is either something like this. This is just a 2mm Allen key, or a very, very thin screwdriver or something. I found this works fine. So just bear with me a second. Now, can you see, I'm shining the torch down, hopefully you can see down there, there's this slot here obviously, but down inside there's another slot inside, a very thin one. Hopefully you can see that. And what you do is you just insert the tool into that slot. So I'll do that now. It's a bit awkward because I'm trying to hold a camera and the torch and the tool at the same time, so you just have to bear with me for a second. Hopefully you can see in there clearly, but that tool is now pushed into that little slot at the back, and I've pushed it in as far as it will go. Okay, and then all you do then is you should be able to just slide the switch gear off there. Did you hear it click? There, it slid and it's away now. So that is it, but the cable's pulling tight, so I can't pull it away any further. But inside there is a little plastic wedge, and when I unclamp the clamps here, I can move the handlebars over and pull that off further. So that's how you do it. So I hope you could see that. I'll just push this back on so you can see how it goes when it goes back. So there's the wedge there. If you push it back, take the Allen key out. There's my little Allen key, and you'll hear it. I'll just stay quiet and you can hear. There. Did you hear the click? That's it, locked. That is now locked back into position. Okay, so I'll remove it again. Like I say, I really need the torch. Hopefully I can hold all three together here, and you might be able to see what I'm actually doing. But yeah, you can see the slot down there. Hopefully, like tiny little slot. Just stick the Allen key in there, and it doesn't matter where it goes in there. It's wide. It's a lot wider than the Allen key. So that's it. That's in. And then just pull the. Just let me put the torch down anyway. Pull the switch away like that. As I say, I'm at the end of my cable run there, so but that's how you do it. And then the wedge here, the little bit that's left, that just pulls out. Make sure you keep it in the same orientation, keep it safe, and then it goes back the same way. So that's the way it goes there. And the one on this side is exactly the same. You have to remove the twist grip, and you poke the Allen key in from this side, from the outside inwards. But it's exactly the same principle, and it's exactly the same clip as that one. Okay, so I'll carry on. Loosen the twist grip off, and the top comes off on this, and as you can see, it's got a peg there. There's a little peg there, and that locates in a hole in the handlebars, and it's exactly the same on the new handlebars. So that will only go back in the position that it came off on the new bars. Then we must undo our master cylinders. Just let that drop down there like that, and again just let them drop there. It's the main clamps. These bars are slightly different to the Xdiavel bars. They've got these grips on here. The other ones haven't got that, but I like I say, I've used them on the other bike, and they clamp perfectly. So, okay, because the switch gear is short, the cabling on the switch gear, I have to remove them from the clamps here, and then move them over to one side so that we can slide this switch gear off. That's it, that's that one off. You can see why I put some protection on the tank. And it's the same on this one for the throttle twist grip. You just have to, there's not enough to, you have to pull the, that's it, like that. Now the twist grip will fall out. If that bothers you, get somebody to hold it there. It doesn't bother me, I'll just let it fall and then put it back. I'll leave it in actually. See if it will stay there. Okay, so once you have your new handlebars ready, it's just a case of replacing the switch gear and the throttle onto the bars. So slide them on first, slide all your switch gear on first, and again just be careful so you're not damaging stuff. There's the slot, there's the peg. You can see how they go. So find the hole in the handlebars, which is there. I won't put them in there until I've got the switch gear on. Then slide the switch gear over, line up with your peg, and then it's on. The throttle next. That's that. Slide the switch gear over. The plastic peg in the hole. Line up your switch gear. And again. And that's it, it's in. Then what I would suggest is mount them into your clamps lightly, and then you can fasten everything back up. The other thing to be aware of is these clamps are handed, so make sure you put them back the right way, because they won't fit the wrong way. They are handed, so that doesn't fit there, it fits there. Now I'm going to obviously set all this up to suit my how I like the handlebar positions to be in, but you are a little bit restricted anyway, because your switch gear is fixed, so it's not like you can put your bars up here and your switch gear will be sort of virtually upside down, so it doesn't work. And there are, on the handlebars themselves, there are two little dots which help you to centralise them and get them at the right angle. But your angle is pretty much fixed by your switch gear anyway, so it depends how, you know, how flat you want them or how high you want them. But like I say, you pretty much, if you have them switched up, then you can't reach everything. So I just gonna set them up loosely for now, get everything back on, and then I'll finalise my you know, how I like them at the end. Levers back on. And again, put them on loosely for now. Same with the clutch. As I say, ignore my slapdashed approach at the moment, because I'm going to finish it all off video. You don't need to see me setting up my levers and all the rest of it. One thing to be aware with your clutch, to be careful of with your clutch lever, is it can actually, if you don't get it set quite right, it can hit your high beam switch here, which is annoying. So that has to be in the right place. Otherwise, every time you pull a clutch, you need to flash in the lights. The throttle position goes back on, and as I said, if you remember, there's a peg there and a hole in the handlebars for that to line up. There, it goes like that. So that's that in position as well when I've done it, and then it's just a case of setting the bars as I like. One little thing that annoyed me, when you put your handlebar grip back on, which I'll do now, there's a gap. There's a gap between the end of the handlebar grip here and your switch gear, and it looks terrible. Again, why Ducati? You can buy this for £5. I mean, come on. It just clips over the bars like that. It locates in the slot that you put your Allen key in when you want to remove that switch gear. So there it is there now. Put your handlebar grip on, and it looks like it's finished off. Before, there's just a big gap there, and it just looks crap, if I'm honest. I don't know why. You know, this is an expensive bike at the end of the day, so I need to just finish them off a little bit better, in my view. But who cares what I think? So that's that. Then my bar end mirrors. Which use my new spacers that I made. There's one with a big hole in and one with a threaded hole in. So the one with the big hole goes on first, and then the threaded hole goes on afterwards. Now what you have to do is you have to spin them together like that. And that will fit in the bar end. Tighten that bolt up with a Allen key, and we're done. So again, I need to set those to suit as and when I've got everything else in the right position. Then I'll adjust the mirrors to finish to suit everything. So hopefully that will help a few of you who wish to do a bar change. As I say, it's difficult to gauge the difference, but there is quite a significant difference when you're actually riding. It doesn't look much when you put them side by side, but actually it makes a big difference when you ride it. It does to me anyway. I really didn't like that stretched out, wide-armed position. I'm not used to it, and it didn't agree with me. It made my shoulders ache, if I'm honest. So these bars are much nicer, and I think they're nicer finished as well. You know, they haven't got this horrible weld around them. I mean, look at that. It looks like it's welded by a gorilla. I can weld better than that, and I'm not a welder. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little video, and it helps a few of you out. Okay, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye now.